this is Nessa from Infinitely Zero's channel. I would just wanted to do a quick part 2 about gauge and show you a little better how to measure gauge, and I'm also testing my new camera setup for the tripod and the new webcam and hoping it looks good. I can see there's some shadow. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. I don't have an extra light set up, but I may need to get that because I see that I have shadows on my hands and that might bug folks. Well, at least it bugs me. But anyways, we're gonna do this video anyways, and we'll see how I like it. And yeah. So yes, so using the ruler, which is actually better because it's stiffer, you make sure that your gauge swatch that you're doing this leveled, that you're on the same row, you know, not all cockeyed like all that. And if you're totally lost, please go and look at the other video that I made talking about what gauge is and going over my experiences with it, why I think, you know, my opinion on why I think it's a good idea to do gauge swatching, and what is it, right? So yeah, so here we're gonna measure. We'll do here the little bit late, you know, not as white part, so it'll be easier to see. So these are the rows. These are your rows here for this stitch. This is a wide half double crochet stitch that was used for that sweater pattern. So here we're going to start here in this little gap. You count this little gap with this little stitch. You want to take your gauge swatch in the middle of the swatch, you avoid the edges, and you do a little bigger than a 4-inch swatch. So here, and it'd be ideal on a flat surface, not on my lap, right? So we're counting here, and then this is all the way here to 4 inches. So we're going to count that stitch because we land in half. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is actually a 13 stitches per 4 inches for that gauge, for the horizontal gauge. And then measuring vertically, we would start at the top of the row here to, let's move a little more top, here to the bottom, and we count the rows. 1, 2, well, we would count from up here really. 1, start at this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You get here in that, at that end of that row, you're getting a little bit of the gap on the top of the row, and that's fine. You only want to get the gap, like let's say if you get this gap here, you get that there, and then you end like right here, and you don't count this end gap that's here. So yeah, so I hope that helps with the explanation. When it's more complicated stitches, it's a little harder to count. The pattern designer will tell you in the gauge swatch that they write if it's like a sort of a combination cluster stitch. But like, let's say for example for this, you would put this here to get that space there, and then it would end here, not here. That's already 4.5, so almost 5 inches. So you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the issue I had with this was I counted that as 5, but because this was a cluster stitch, the designer counted it separately. And they counted, you know, they counted this as 2 stitches, so then it was 10. So there was that mix up where they counted it one way and I counted it another. So if you can, in your writing pattern designs, please try to be clear as to whether when you're counting stitches that are a combination of stitches, whether that counts as 1 stitch or that counts as 2 stitches, right? Or counts as 3 or 4. And that's why this was so off to that. And then when I figured that out, I was like, oh, well, that makes a lot more sense. So like, here's the berry stitch. which has a berry stitch and then a slip stitch. You know, and again, like I said, this was a little small one. So usually they wouldn't be this small. So I did it kind of exactly at 4. So I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, like, sorry, that wasn't even. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was my clusters there. And I think we needed to be by 7 or something like that. So I hope that helps. Let me see if I find this blue one for the Tunisian. So you get a different sample of what that looks like up close. Moving all these things out of the way. Ooh, that's like hard to read those numbers. I just realized that for the ruler. There, I think the glare is gone from there. So here for the Tunisian, I kind of start there at the edge. These are the stitches there. And these are your rows. Like that's one row, that's a second row. There. That's your third row. It helps because you can feel the bumpies, so when you're counting them and you're doing Tunisian, you kind of get used to what the feel, so that you can go by where your rows are by that. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stitches there. And I think I was trying to reach 15 stitches per 4 inches. Or something like that. So, anyways, I hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.